Yes, you're welcome. It's a tantalizing throwback Thursday. Welcome to Prime Sports. My name is Austin Sorenz, and this is where sports lives. Amazing highlights. First of all, from UEFA's qualification for the World Cup, and of course, from the ongoing Under-20 World Cup going on in Chile. And we saw two finalists emerge, the defending champions and Africa's last representative, the Atlas Lions. Maybe baby lions, we'll call them, doing us proud. Anyways, welcome to the show. Joining me today is none other than my co-host, co-pilot, who decided to be professor today. Let's make welcome none other than Akin Odunsi Eshilokun, one of Lagos. Professor Akin, you're welcome back.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Yes.
It's always a pleasure to be here.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to have the professor around. You know, there's a difference. Akin with the glasses is different from Akin without the glasses. With the glasses, he's Professor Akin. So I don't know how much we can hit this subject hard enough and drum it into certain people's heads that hard work pays.
Yes, hard work pays.
As in having a plan, sticking to your plan, funding your plan, not cutting corners here and there, not looking for instant success. There was a period, like some 5-6 years ago, or even later, Morocco was off the radar.
Yeah.
They were not doing well in AFCON. They didn't qualify for anything. Their women football was nothing to write home about. But look at the rise of Morocco. First of all, they shocked the world at the last World Cup, getting to the semi-finals. Now, for the first time in their history, their under-20 side have gotten to the finals of the under-20 World Cup. And it just lets you know that hard work pays, and having a plan, having a vision. Shout out to whoever is all those managing their federation, because a lot of people think it boils down to skill. And that I remember some time ago on the program, the twins, one of them called. I think it was Paul who called. He said, if you go under the bridge at where did he call now?
Okay, I think I remember then.
He called one particular part of Lagos, Agulegba here. He said, if you go towards Agulegba, you see them playing. I see them on my way to church Sunday morning by that Bagada side of the road. You see them. There's one particular field there. They're playing football. It's not enough. Talent is not enough. I don't know how I can emphasize. Talent is great. We saw Osimhen's talent in display against Benin Republic. Beautiful hat trick there. Talent. That third goal is still world class. How he managed to angle himself point on point. But you know what? I remember hearing this from one of God, Pastor Chris. He said, the disciplined, that's the one that is disciplined. He said he will always lord it over the one that is undisciplined.
Listen, you see, Morocco has done well for themselves. I think they are one of the few, teams that built like a games village for their national team. I mean, we don't have players coming to, for instance, Nigeria, when the players come, we lodge them in an hotel.
Egypt has to. Egypt launched theirs like 2-3 years ago.
Okay, so Morocco started their own. They built like a facility for the national team. That's where they come, they train there, the under-20, unders. Every national team.
It can house all their national teams.
So they've started very well. And then if you look at their league also, one of the best in Africa. If you look at top 3 leagues in Africa, they're right there. If you look at their player, disciplined player, fantastic player, they are not those players that I mentioned, I think 2 days ago when I said they are social media players, you will see them on social media. They are serious-minded players from their age grade to Morocco. You talked about the female football. At a point, it was just Nigeria and Ghana in Africa. But look at the teams now. And Morocco from nowhere. At the last AFCON, I think they got to the final too.
Yes.
The one they lost to South Africa.
Back-to-back finals.
Back-to-back now, they lost before they lost to Nigeria. In the CAF Champions League too, the female CAF Champions League.
Yes.
Their team, a Moroccan team, got to the final as well. So they have done wonderfully well for themselves. And of course, the senior team have already qualified for another World Cup now. After the last one where they got to the final, beating Spain and Portugal. So that's a big one for us.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And for me, I think that's where, that drawing board you've been talking about. This is the drawing board that has the problem.
And they said it's permanent marker. So you have to destroy it.
No, you know when they say go back to the drawing board, many times a lot of people are thinking of the technical side of things, the coaching aspect of it, the footballer, the player's talent part of it. But that's not the problem. Nigeria is not short of talent. And that's the truth. We have how many people are there? If we go to LXP, we can pull 11 players.
Excluding me.
Should I tell them what happened when we went to play football?
Except I told you 5 minutes to go.
that was epic. Maybe one of these days. But no, I won't do that to you. You're my friend. We have the videos of your encounter the last time you tried to play football. Anyways, I'm just trying to say that is the drawing board that we need to go and fix, that we need to go back to. I said this some time ago. Sometimes you don't want to sound like a broken record, but you have to still say it. Because when you see something that is good, emulate it. Emulate it. And this is to the Nigerian FA, the Nigerian Federation. We reminded you when Senegal was on top of Africa. We said, if you don't, just go. It's just not too far from Nigeria. Now we're saying the same thing. It's Morocco. They have set an example. Akin talked about having a games village. Egypt has it. Morocco has it. Each of their facilities can house all their national teams, male and female, at the same time. They have enough beds, enough accommodation, enough facilities to house everybody. What are we waiting for?
So no distraction.
No distraction. Nigeria comes to camp. You're at the mercy of one hotel or the other.
Yeah.
Why? We had the incident some years ago. That has been rectified, though, where they were trying to train in a particular gym.
Yes.
And the manager of the hotel walked out the Super Eagles players from working out. When I say walk them out, they walked, W-A-L-K, they walked them out from working out. Oh, no, come on. Some things are already distractions. And I remember when the ex-Nigerian defender, Leon Balogun, came out to talk about it in his podcast. Oh, my God, he was demonized after that. In fact, blacklisted. Nowhere near, not to come near the team again. Iwobi talked about it, but Iwobi is...
He has a godfather.
It's not even just about having a godfather. It's like trying to touch Osimhen. There are certain players that, if you do it, it's to your own detriment because of the impact they have. So, yeah, a lot to think about. I think the NFF has a lot to think about. Rather than focus on trophies and qualifications and AFCON titles, focus on structure. You can't say this. You can't have success without structure. You can't have success without administration.
So you believe in focusing on structure than trophies?
Yes, because one will lead to the other.
Okay.
I know you're saying this because of your Arsenal that is wallowing in...
Oh, God.
It's Arsenal you want to bring inside now because of trophy. But guess what? All the things that did, the trophies come or not. Trophies came. So if trophies is not coming for your own...
With sign. I mean, that's what Morocco did. You said it yourself. You said at a point Morocco were nowhere to be found. But they were doing restructuring, and before you know it, they started winning trophies. So the teams that are doing this or have done it before, we have been seeing the sign out. Like I said yesterday, from quarter-final to semi-final, who knows where they will get to now. So it's structure.
I'm holding back not to engage you in this conversation.
So that's what NFL too should do. I remember then, there's a particular coach for Argentina, Jose Pekerman.
Yes, 20 plus years.
Yes, he was the manager of the under-20 team. He was just producing players for the national team. He was there for the under-20, whether they perform well or not. He was just there producing players. And I think at that period, they won like 3 under-20 World Cup. Yeah. He was there for a long period. I mean, that is something that NFF cannot do. You talk about Pesero. Maybe they should have left Pesero. Even the female national team. The guy that led them to the World Cup. Everybody were saying that they should leave him and let him continue. So
one of the biggest problems we have, for those who may not know, one of the biggest problems we have in Nigerian, in this football, especially football, is there are too many voices speaking and too many interests being represented. Not Nigeria's interest. And that's the sad part. Because at any time, there's always a faction in Nigeria calling for the removal of the coach, whoever the coach is. Yeah. There's always, right now, if you do a poll, should Eric Chell go?
Yes, of course.
There are people that will tell you he should go right now.
Yes.
So you're not looking at the country. You're not looking at the players. Ekong said something at the press conference, post-match conference after the game against South Africa. He said this to me personally. Then Eric Chell was being whispered whether Eric Chell was going to come or not. So we spoke about it, and I asked him. He said they're tired of the coach changes. Then I think Eguavoen was just announced. It was going to lead them for the AFCON qualifiers. Because we had AFCON qualifiers this year as well. Eguavoen did that before Eric Shaw was appointed. Yeah. So they are just qualified for AFCON. So the question was, Eguavoen is going, so who is coming next? So he said it, he said this off camera and off the record. He said he didn't want to say it on the record, that they're tired. Because with a new coach comes a new philosophy, and you now have to understand the coach's ideals, the coach's idea, the coach's philosophy. Sometimes the gameplay will be totally different. You're used to playing 4-3-3. Next thing they're going to tell you you're playing this. So, but I still say this. There are still certain individuals, unfortunately for the bulk of Nigerians, highly placed individuals who have ulterior motives. They would rather Nigeria does not go to this World Cup than not give them what they want.
Yeah.
And so that's where you see things like, you're wondering, you want silver, and you've seen the coach get better. And I think this was the biggest mistake we made in the World Cup qualifiers. Peseiro didn't have a great start. He drew his first 2 games.
Yeah.
But people forget why we drew the first 2 games. Number 1, who was in your goalpost those 2 games? You had Uzoho there. Don't forget. Number 2, there was an issue with Ekong. Don't forget. It took the Minister of Sports to call everybody together before AFCON because we knew it was critical. Remember, before AFCON, before we went for AFCON, it was announced that Nigeria, if we get to the quarterfinals, we should be thanking God. But something happened, and which is what a lot of people are forgetting, even though the person has now turned to something else. We'll talk about it in a second, talking about our goalkeeper. Yes. His first name again?
Stanley.
My mind went to Victor.
No, I can never forget his first name.
It's not Victor. His name is not Victor Nwabali. Anyways, Stanley Nwabali. Who brought Nwabali? It's Peseiro. He brought him, and all of a sudden, we considered the least goals in AFCON. Yeah. So he was on to something, but typical impatient Nigerian stuff. Out with Peseiro. I agree that we didn't score plenty of football. I'm not calling anybody out. I wanted to say just mention my name. I'm just saying, but that was where it started.
Yeah.
We took him out. The players had to relearn the whole thing. We brought in Finidi.
Yeah.
Finidi did what he could do.
He didn't do anything.
Okay. He didn't do anything. Myself and Dixon had this conversation yesterday night because I sent him a message, a particular post. And he said, and we didn't give him time. I said, we should have given him more time.
After 2 matches, no time.
I said, no.
He even played some friendly matches. He deceived us with that win against Mali.
Against Ghana.
Ghana.
We won Ghana, lost to Mali.
Yes. He deceived us with that. So he
didn't deceive me anything. I told Dixon. Anyways, so that change brought about a disruption. And I'm hoping, anyway, I like how the highly esteemed positivity put it yesterday on the Prime Sports Group on King's Chat. He said, right now we are in a fix. Those people that like all those changing things, there's no room for change because next month we have the playoffs. Yeah. The month after that, we have AFCON. Yeah. 2 months after that, you have the final playoffs. Like a couple of months, like 3 months after that, it's the World Cup itself if you qualify. So there's no time to be tinkering with things. And sometimes just let things be. Let things follow the due process. Let team harmony be built. Let team chemistry, let understanding happen. So, and we can move to the next level. Anyways, so today we want to review some of the teams that have qualified for the World Cup. I think there are about 28 of them right now. Africa's set is complete. Then we're talking of teams that have automatic qualification. So let's leave the playoff spots. But we're talking of teams that have automatic qualification. For Team Africa, CAF has completed their qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers. The 9 teams representing Africa have been put up. So we can see it on the screen there, split screen. Producer, if you can just zoom in a bit so we can see the countries. Of course, hosts have automatic qualification. Yes. So from CONCACAF, we already have the 3 hosts. There we have them. We have USA, Mexico, and Canada already leading the pack. Free and automatic qualification there. We have
that's
Japan, Australia, Iran, Argentina.
That's South Korea. South Korea, is that Jordan? Okay, that's UAE.
I'll let producer, you can zoom in a bit so that we can have a clearer picture of it, and we can look at the tables.
That's I can see Uruguay and I can see Ecuador as well.
For me, Team Africa, complete pack. I like how the four North African teams, the quartet, I call them the North African quartet, they just decided, you know what, FIFA has given us an opportunity, which we thought was going to help Africa and the West African sides more, because for some time we just felt West African sides were better. But apparently, not so much. 3 teams qualified from West Africa still, in spite of the fact that Nigeria or Benin Republic couldn't make it. But with this new expanded format, I like how it's spread across all of Africa. We have North Africa. Maybe just the East is lacking a bit.
No, Eastern part of Africa is the lowest when you rank African football. I mean, from West Africa to North Africa, then maybe
national
South
team level
Africa.
or club football now.
For national team. When it comes to
national
football,
team, yes.
when it comes to club football, it has to
you.
be North Africa. But national team, it's West Africa, North Africa, South Africa, and then the eastern part of Africa.
Yeah, so it's quite unfortunate. Let us know when you have the full screen so that a clearer picture, so that we can go through all the teams that have qualified and we can talk about the other teams yet to qualify. Europe, we just watched England
the Three Lions of England.
They made the first.
Expected.
They are the first European side to qualify. Portugal would have qualified. It was a 90-something minutes equalizer that extended their qualification against Hungary in that particular game. Yep. So,
but please, I'm excited about Cape Verde. I've said it before. I'm excited about.
Are you Cape Verde or are you Ghana?
Now that Nigeria is about to qualify, I don't know. I'm still
about to. Nice. I like the optimism.
I think we will qualify.
Yeah. So, thank you very much. So we can see them. Okay, so the one we were wondering beside Argentina is Uzbekistan.
Yeah,
and you're wondering Uzbekistan is in the World Cup.
Yeah, they are from Asia, and because of the expansion, that's why they're able to.
But they are there. That's my point.
Uzbekistan is a good team this time. They're a very good team. I think they left Russia, so most of the players there are Uzbekistan.
Can they beat Benin Republic?
They will beat them black, white, and purple. I'm telling you, this time, Uzbekistan. They will beat your Super Eagles.
Uzbekistan will beat Super Eagles.
Yes.
Okay.
How? No.
How?
This time, see, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, all those teams, they came from Russia.
And so?
They will beat Nigeria. Let's just not give us. Uzbekistan is a very good team.
Which good team? What are they?
Sister, you don't look down on this team.
I'm looking down on them.
That's how people look down on Cape Verde. See where they are now. They are the World Cup preparing while we are preparing for playoffs.
Anyways, you can see, as we were saying, I think that's Jordan right there beside them.
It's Jordan.
Initially, when we were talking, I called New Zealand. Australia rather. It's New Zealand. Their flags are almost similar, New Zealand and Australia. But both of them are there. Brazil.
That's Iran after New Zealand.
Yes, that's Iran.
That's another team that can go head-to-head with Nigeria.
You know, when we were talking about the playoffs, I was just praying that Iran has qualified.
Yes.
Because you don't want to meet teams like Iran, then some certain South American sides. So as I'm seeing the usual troublemakers, I'm happy that they are here.
Yes.
So Ecuador is here.
Colombia,
Uruguay is here. Paraguay is here. Colombia is here. So I'm like, that's fine. So all the usual troublemakers, we can manage the rest. All right, so we have Morocco. So Africa, of course, Africa's representatives, they have all 9 of them back-to-back from Morocco to Tunisia, Egypt, Algeria, Ghana, Akins, Ghana, Cape Verde, and South Africa. You have Qatar making the World Cup, England, Saudi Arabia, then the remaining 2 West African sides, Cote d'Ivoire and Senegal. So they complete the set, 28 teams that have qualified for now till...
I'm very happy about Japan. Uzbekistan, Jordan, Qatar, even New Zealand. These are teams that, before the expansion, they wouldn't have made the World Cup. So I think that's what I was saying yesterday. This is one of the reasons why FIFA decided to expand, so that all other teams can actually make it. And I also saw one information yesterday that if we can go through these playoffs, we don't need to play the semi-final. We'll be given a bye because of our ranking.
Because of our ranking.
So we just win this and wait for a team to play in the final, then beat them and go to the World Cup. So I think this playoffs is the most important. If we can win the playoff, then we should be at the World Cup.
Okay, Akin, the professor has spoken. Anyways, let me jump into the Prime Sports Group on King's Chat to read some comments. Let me start with Pastor Ima this morning. Okay, Ifituri says good morning, family. All right, good morning, Ifituri. Your twin had joined the group yesterday night. He says, Pastor Emma says, good morning. Nigeria has started building their own sports complex.
Yeah.
Will it be built? $1 million question. We did talk about it when it was launched. I think it was sometime last year or so. Yeah. They did launch it, or last year or the year before.
I thought it's
or was
it
even this year?
It's this year.
Okay, wow, time flies. So we showed it on the show. We talked about it. We showed the plan that they had, the structure, the plan, architectural model that they showed. We talked about it. We hope that we will see it completed.